Good day there, and the program is News Echoes from Schengen Story Media, and we're just so glad you're watching. My name is Shegun Johnson, and we have so many things for you lined up today. How about COP26? Have you heard that Buhari has presented his paper at the ongoing COP26? What did you hear Buhari saying? We need to look at all of these and be able to know where Nigeria is in all of this climate change crisis. How about the Anambra election, to be or not to be? That is the question. And also, did you hear that one of the justices of the Supreme Court, her house was raided, and we have been told that those who raided aimed to kill her. That was the message from Supreme Court, not from me, please. I'm so glad you are watching that. We have in the studio Nat Yako, our in-house researcher. Ambassador Nat, you're welcome to the program. Looks like Ambassador Nat, as his house is being searched. Oh, he's here. Yes, Ambassador Nat, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much and good morning.
And from Milan is our man, Mark Godwin. Mark, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shagun. Good morning to the viewers.
Yes, today we look at several things, but let's start with the climate crisis. That's what they call it in Glasgow, Scotland. It has started from Sunday with heads of state presenting their papers, and Boris Johnson has likened it to James Bond films where the clock is ticking, and according to him, we're 1 minute to midnight. If the tape is not cut, we're going to have an explosion on our hand. Oh, the world has experienced different explosions in asteroid falling on some parts of the planet Earth, and it's not been funny. So it is real. Carbon emission is real, from carbon dioxide, from methane, and from different ways that we could not imagine, except we study. Everybody must be involved in this, in recycling. There are so many challenges there that we cannot say. How about factory production, the cutting of trees, the usage of carbon dioxide by trees that are no longer there? And the Brazilian president said, we will continue to fell down trees if the money doesn't come. China says, rather, India says they want $1 trillion for them to be able to manage their eco facilities. China, the president did not even show up. So here we are, COP26. Ambassador Nat, what do we know?
Thank you for a message from yesterday here. Okay,
yesterday must have been from Lagos.
Everybody.
Yes.
Okay, all roads now lead to Glasgow in Scotland, and the world is glued to what is going on in Scotland, what is going in Glasgow, especially as it concerns Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is sustaining all humanity. And what we are hearing is the alarm being raised. The panic buttons have been pressed from all over the world. We have to do something very, very urgent. Very, very urgent.
Can you explain it to our audience? What is this urgent thing we have to do? Everybody's saying it's very urgent. 1 minute to midnight. This is the last chance for humanity. And when you now look at what agreement, when to bring it, some people say this agreement should be brought to 2030. Everybody must comply by 2030. Some said, oh no, it's 2050. India said, for me to comply, it will be 2070. What are they complying about, and what are these agreements?
The agreement basically is to cut down on the amount of carbon emission that is going into the society, into the environment, into the earth. the earth, the environment can no longer consume or contain the quantum or quantity of carbon that is being produced. And so, which means it's a challenge, it's a human challenge to all of us to check our lifestyle and cut down the amount of carbon emission, methane emission. That is what basically what it means. We have overheated the earth with those carbon emission, and there is need for us to drastically cut down on that aspect, which means it's a challenge to, especially to the industrialized nations, USA, Russia, China, and countries in Europe.
Not. What does it involve? Does it involve the rich countries paying poor countries money, or does it, like you are trying to point out, involve everyone cutting down on their production? Where you buy 10 shirts in a month, please reduce it to one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that is what the developed countries have agreed to do, specifically to help the poorer nations with funding to create a green environment. Nigeria is talking of great green wall from West Africa to East Africa, right? And so that's, and then to also provide some level of training the manpower in the developing countries to be able to manage these funds, to be able to manage the environment. But apart from the commitment, the challenge will be is executing those commitments. The developing countries making funds available. No, the developed countries making funds available, and the developing countries making sure there is a prudent utilization of these funds, because we've had challenges in the past. Funds are made available, but corruption will not allow projects to be executed.
Okay, let me get to our friend in Milan, Mark. How seriously do you think these leaders are taking these things? Are they in agreement? I mean, you can just imagine the Paris Agreement done 6 years ago. Not many of them bought into it, and they've been dilly-dallying about operating it. Now they want to get into another agreement, and some are saying different dates. To what extent do you think these leaders are committed to COP26?
Thank you very much, Dr. Shagun. Good discussion there. Thank you, Ambassador Nat, also for throwing light. Yes, to what extent? I don't think it's more of talking, less action, because most of these countries that are in the COP26 event that will run from 31st October to the 12th of November there in Glasgow. Most of these countries are industrialized countries that need the activities of their industries to continue to push the economy. So I don't know how they are going to tackle this, but every effort at every little thing matters. As the UK hosts this 20th edition of this program, I remember it's a collaboration with Italy and UK for this year. They were also here during the week. In the weekend, they were in Italy.
Yeah, tell us more. What happened at the G20 in Italy? I saw them shaking hands with the Pope.
Yes, a lot of things. Actually, it was more centered on America settling its underground animosity, diplomatic animosity with France over that nuclear business.
Nuclear submarine, a contract that was never.
Yes. So it was an awkward moment for both leaders. but they had to squash the beef, like they say in the streets. So
but then, wait a minute.
yes,
While the United States was settling with France over that submarine issue, Britain and France needed to sort out something about fishing rights, wasn't it?
yes. So everybody has small bickering with France. One very good place to sit and settle things is the Vatican, and that was where they chose to meet. And they had their meeting there. They had their small discussion on hugs and handshake. So let's take it that there are some mutual agreement now, and they move forward. So what we're talking about the COP26,
Yes,
and
go on.
yes, the COP26 summit is bringing together all bodies to accelerate action plan. Let's take note that what happened is there was a Paris Agreement and a United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So what this COP26 is doing is to harness all these agreements and that framework of the United Nations and put them together and begin a roadmap of getting results done. The UK is working seriously, committed to bringing all these forces together. Companies, individuals, big conglomerates, big industries are all there. And the plan is to look at real ways to reduce the climate, to change these conditions. So,
Well, how did you read the absence of the Chinese Premier, Mr. Xi Jinping, and he was not there, and Joe Biden had to say, "Oh, he missed an opportunity." But the man must have been thinking, if I should go, they will be accusing me of being the greatest carbon emitting nation. So how did you read that one?
And yes, they are. China is the greatest of them. The club COP26 is trying to demonstrate. They are also demonstrating ways to bring healthy, cleaner cities. Now, China is number one defaulter in that aspect, and the man, his conscience is pricking him already. So he wasn't there, and
but it shouldn't be his own conscience alone. All over the world, everybody love buying cheap Chinese materials, including the Europe and America. They all love cheap Chinese things. So we all contribute to them to produce it, innit?
We all contribute to them to produce it. But now there is the net zero plan, and it's a European new initiative aiming to lead Europeans into this zero emission by 2030. Actually, the goal is 2030. So
some people have pushed their own agreement to 2015, India 2017.
Yes, India 2017. So let's see how it goes. It has always been talk before, but I think with the way the COP26 is going, it looks like there will be action plans. It looks like there will be a change. Thank you very much,
Mark. Let me ask Nat before we leave this subject. Two things I will ask Nat. Nat, the Indian government is asking for $1 trillion for them to play balls before they could match up with what they are saying. $1 trillion. Who will get that one? Where can they get it? America is pledging 80 billion, and England is pledging 12 billion. Where will they get, and not just for India, where will they get $1 trillion? How do you read that?
Well, I read that as part of the game for India to get more resources from the private sector. This multi-billionaire, base the Amazon man. So what India is just trying to do is to be smart and create an avenue for them to have access to resources.
My second question to you: what is the impact Nigeria is making there? I saw Buhari, the Nigerian president, taking pictures with Joe Biden, taking pictures with Prince Charles. All those pictures are all over the place. what impact have we made there?
We have to be honest with ourselves. Zero impact.
Why do you say that? Didn't we present any paper?
No, because the paper presented by Buhari is as old as 2019, and a lot has happened with these carbon emission stories after 2019. 2019, he promised the world that at the United Nations Forum that Nigeria was going to plant 6 million trees. And yesterday, one of the officials who went with him to Glasgow said no tree has been planted.
Wow.
Yes. And then the issue
How
of
can they plant trees anyway? The bandits will uproot them or the
yeah,
cows will eat them.
yeah. So, and the issue is always asking for money at any given forum, and you still go about taking loans.
I
So
think we need the money to buy mosquito nets, isn't it?
not even mosquito net. We need the money to feed Nigerians, because this is what Professor Yusuf Usman was saying. Your people are starving, and the insecurity will not allow them to go to the farm to produce more food. So come back home and work on the challenges at home instead of
Okay. One more question, and we go on a short break.
yeah.
What will happen if these leaders they are just playing games, rhetoric, not more than that? Nobody is pledging like they did in Kyoto, 1997, Paris 2015, now Glasgow 2020. If they are all playing games and they're not serious, does it mean that one day we will just wake up and Venus will have taken over planet Earth, or Jupiter will have fallen upon us, asteroids will have broken? What will happen?
Well, a lot of things will happen, especially negative things will happen, especially when we come to the health of the populace on planet Earth, especially when you have countries like India and then developing countries. There's going to be a devastating effect on the health of the people, on the environment, and so many other things.
Oh yes, I could remember part of Boris Johnson's speech. He said at increase of 2 degrees Celsius, there will be heat waves. At 3 degrees, there will be flood flashes, and at 4 degrees or 5 degrees increase of the temperature, the certain cities like we know it will no longer exist. Miami, all the islands, all of them will have been submerged. And he was giving all those things. And somebody has said that Lekki and Victoria Island may disappear in the next 20 years, even with the help of everything. So properties may be going down in such areas, isn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely. And the Queen made a clear call that for the sake of generations yet unborn, our children yet unborn, the leaders have to do something now. They have to do something now.
All right. We'll just leave it as that. We'll go on a short break. When we return, the Anambra election is the major thing that is being discussed in Nigeria. Number one, to be or not to be. Number two, are we talking of Soludo for solution, Uber, or no Uber for APC, or Nzogo for PDP, or Kachuku for ADC, especially when Jonathan has anointed Kachuku? Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better. The Inside Story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story Magazine. Get Schengen Story Magazine full editions.
Welcome back to Schengen Story Magazine. This is News Echoes. At Schengen Story Media, we give you news echoes. That is where we bring the facts, we give you information, and we do our own analysis. But you don't have to take our own analysis. You can have an informed opinion. That's what we do here. Yes, November 6th, to be or not to be. The Anambra election is here. It's come Saturday. Now, we understand that at the 34,000, let me repeat, 34,000 policemen have been drafted there, and that excludes policemen and all other forms of security agents. I'm sorry, it excludes soldiers. I understand there are going to be about 20,000 soldiers. And so you have something in the range of 60, 70,000 security men. I really don't know how many thousands will vote for this. But then IPOB has said no going out as from today. There'll be no going out. It's going to be a show of power. Some people have opined that there'll be a very low turnout. Whoever can dare IPOB for now or for future will be the one who will win. But in the case, my own guess is that INEC will be the one to vote for himself. And INEC is going to write whatever figure. We have seen it before. It happened in Osun State. It happened in Kano. Ganduje lost, and it was rigged for him. In Osun State, Oyetola lost. It was rigged for, blatant rigging, not the one. So we're going to see where INEC is going to be in charge again. But let me ask our in-house researcher, Nat, November 6th, to be or not to be, what are the intricacies right now?
Well, the implications are just a further escalation of what has happened in the past few months in the southeast, and especially in Anambra State. Briefly, maybe in 2 minutes, I think most people have not really assessed the importance of Anambra State in Nigerian politics. And Anambra State happens to have the largest number of billionaires per square kilometer.
Wow, in Nigeria.
Yeah, the highest number of billionaires per square kilometers. Apart from Lagos, Abuja, and Kano, Anambra State is the most industrialized state in Nigeria. Property development, billionaires, novel people in the area of education, art, and so many other things. And so if there is peace in Anambra State, if there's economic development in Anambra State, it can have a ripple effect to other parts of Nigeria. We have seen it with the IPOB, MASOB, and other, and the unknown gunmen, let's put it that way, and the cultists. Whether we agree or not, these things are affecting other parts of Nigeria. But the issue now is between the federal government of Nigeria and IPOB, to be or not to be. If the elections, but one important thing is that elections must hold. If not, we'll have constitutional crisis. We'll have the opportunity of state of emergency being declared, and then Anambra people will have people whom they didn't vote to govern the space in Anambra State. So these are the these are the signposts. These are some of the signals Nigeria should be concerned with, Southeast people should be concerned with, and Anambra should be concerned with, to ensure that elections.
Have you looked at the security or insecurity, I should say, in Anambra with the shootings? Hold it before you answer the question. Let the studio give us that video where they were shooting and shooting. Even when one of the contestants was speaking, we were hearing shooting sounds. But let's take this one to see the level. I think it was in Idemili local government, South, that there was this kind of shooting. Studio, let's have this video where they were shooting in the South Idemili local government.
Of Anambra State, we will go ahead and be as soon as there's a gunshot going out, but I will continue with this so that you know that we're in a war zone in Anambra. The moment I become the governor of Anambra State,
background there. It does sound.
It did say that there are gunshots. Dr. Maduka has just confirmed.
There's gun going out, so that you all know. Yeah, there's gun going.
Nigeria, we hail thee, arise, O compatriots. What do you make of that, Nat?
Well, my immediate reaction was, I think it was a pre-arranged gun shooting. If you listen to the intervals of the gunshots, it will give you an impression that it's something arranged to give an impression of the war that is going on in Anambra State. If not, I don't know how the recording will have been able to capture the specific place where the recording was going on is where we have the loudest gunshots. But
well, we know we've seen other video where they've been shooting. But let's ask our friend in Milan, Mark. What are you hearing about the insecurity in Anambra State?
Thank you very much, Dr. Shego. I want to say that what we had there at Dr. Maduka's interview with RI's television is a throwback from his own side. The gunshot was coming from his own people shooting back at those that were shooting at them also. So, but it's not prearranged, it's real. We've seen worse things than that. Anambra is actually like a battle zone now, like the doctor said. Nobody's making stories out of that. It is how it is, because some group of people have said the election will not hold, and we've seen these armies come out, and gunshots are really flying. So it's not. What we would rather say is, why is it happening at this point in time? Why do we have this? So there is reason for it, and that's because not everybody agrees to that election that will hold. But INEC have said it will hold. So it's a real gun, it's real battle out there. Nobody prepared, because that doesn't give him a good image also, if he has that background noise of guns and bombs. So he could be making a story out of that, because that would scare his own supporters, his own people coming to vote for him too. So, but it happened, and it happened. We take it like that.
Now, question: November 6th, is it taking place?
Yeah, it will take place, sir, because INEC has sent materials, gadgets, equipment, everything, personnel, and that's money, taxpayers' money, Nigerian government money. So that money
that is in a sane climate where your family is not sure that you may return if you go, or even if you return that day, maybe in a week's time, you may not be alive. I mean, given the IPOP directive, we used to say the same thing.
Yeah, but there will be there are enough security also covering each of the ward, and INEC will just probably also give us the numbers of already. They've given a press release and stating that lesser people, number of people came out for registration, voting registration. So what that means is there will also be lesser number of people that will vote. But INEC will go ahead. INEC will go ahead with the counting and give us number, even if it is 100,000 people that voted. I mean, they have
That's
to.
optimistic. I don't see INEC getting up to 100,000 people.
I think they
How
will
many
get.
people are in Anambra State?
They will get 100,000.
Okay, I will mark your word. I will mark your word.
They will get above 100,000 even.
Okay, I will mark your word for that. One more thing.
Yes.
This election, we have a Soludo, we have a Uba, we have a what's the correct pronunciation of PDP the candidate?
Valentine Ozugbo.
Ozugbo. Okay, Ozugbo. And then on this platform, we have interviewed Madika, we have interviewed Kachuku, we have interviewed Okonkwo. Now, what are the chances of this? I've given you 6 names. 3 we have interviewed here. So, what are the chances of these 6?
Well, everybody has, they are optimistic. Everybody has that real confidence in their supporters and their turnout, voters turnout. So it's equal. What I saw is they all have equal anticipation and optimism. So as it is now, we can't say who exactly is it will have higher number, but I know for sure that my party ADC something will spring up. Surprise.
Surprise. Let me ask our in-house researcher. Being a partisan person, you may not be in a position to analyze very well. Nat, let's face the reality. Who wins between Soludo and Ifeanyi Uba? Because it looks that the major candidates now.
Well, it's a very good. It's going to be a very tight race. And if we go by
between who and who?
Between Soludo and Andy Uba.
Oh, okay.
We go by historical antecedents. Sometimes surprises spring up, and a horse winning the race.
Well, people have said that Soludo is attached to backing up the incumbent, Obiano, that he will have to give him some cover-ups when he gets there. So it is in the interest of Obiano to do whatever he could to help Soludo. But others opine that Uba did very well at the interview in Arise and show forth Uba as a better candidate. But in Nigeria, all those ones don't count. It is the foot soldiers that count. And so what do you say to that?
Well, the other factor we'll have to reckon with is another opportunity between Peter Obi and Willie Obiano to test their popularity and acceptance in Anambra State.
But both of them are from the same party, isn't it?
What?
Both of them are from the same. Peter Obi won twice on Abga ticket.
Yeah, but it's not in PDP.
Well,
and he was vice presidential candidate to Atiku in 2019 PDP ticket.
At the national level, 2 times he was governor. It was Abga. His roots will still be there, won't it?
Well, in fact, 3 of those front runners are from PDP. Soludo was in PDP, Andy Uba was in PDP, Ozugbo is PDP.
Okay, tell me, what is this rivalry between Uba and Soludo in the area of I introduced you to Obasanjo? No, you did not introduce me to Obasanjo. What is the big deal that it has become their 4 cardinal programs for manifesto? Because it is the person who wins that argument that is going to win the election, isn't it?
Yeah, because it looks that the 2 of them have really nothing to offer Anambra State. They should have been more concerned about the security and economic development in Anambra State. And Anduba was able to show Soludo that he has been in the corridors, even the bedroom of power at the federal level, and even in Southeast.
So are you trying to say that APC may snatch this election from Abga? Is that possibility, is it very high?
I won't be surprised.
Wow. Well, if it is bye-bye Abga, we will soon see come November 6th. But they will need prayer. As what else can we offer from here if not prayer? I'm not sure if the studio is ready with this insecurity shooting in Anambra State, which we went viral, and our viewers may need to see. So when we say let us pray, it means that we cannot intervene physically, but we can intervene spiritually if that will occur. Studio, is it possible? Let me ask our studio in Milan. Is that possible?
What
Well, it
was the
appears
question
that
again, sir? What was the question again? What was it again?
the video that shows the shooting in Idemili local government. And
Yes.
is it possible we have a look?
I think the studio, the technical crew is trying to get it.
Okay.
So, but
All right. Once we get it, let us have it. Once we get it, let us have it. Let's move on. Nat, the house of a justice of the Supreme Court was searched. I'm talking of Justice Odili's house. Please, what's the background? Why will the agents of the Nigerian government go to search someone who is ready to be the next Chief Justice of the Supreme Court by their ranking? What it was so important? Please, Nat, help us out.
Well, it has can I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. It has two main dimensions. You know,
yes, that was sorry.
Mary Odile.
That was the night it happened. These are some people that came to the house. That's the front house of Mary Odile, and
Okay.
yes, and that's her also standing by the entrance. If you can look close.
Who was standing by?
Yeah, that's Mary Odile standing by the entrance, the entrance to the house.
Yes, I can see.
Yes. So that was the situation on that day.
And they had to go at night.
Yes.
Oh, these people are Nicodemus, isn't it? Anyway, thank you. Nat, please continue.
Okay, so I was saying Justice Mary Odile, Justice of the Supreme Court, she's second in ranking next to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and that's Mary Odile. To start with, it was wrong for any of the security outfits to even get near a Supreme Court justice residence, not to talk of beseeching the place, or not talk of trying to search the house on trumped up whistleblower, and so, and she also has been outspoken when it comes to taking tough decisions. Remember the decision which led to PDP having winning in Bayelsa State, because earlier on it was given to the APC, but it was a different story at the end of the day. And you know, she also was able to get the husband and a perpetual injunction that nobody can investigate ex-governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili. Mary is the wife to Dr. Peter Odili, two-time governor of Rivers State. I remember Odili's passport was seized some time ago, but it was the immigration people were forced to return that passport. And so she has been like a thorn in the flesh of these high-flying politicians. And any way to embarrass her or any way to even eliminate her will serve some people well. But the Supreme Court, apart from other, EFCC said that will be the last house they will send anybody to because their partnership is in top gear. The Supreme Court itself has come out to say this is an expensive joke gone too far. For anybody to even dream or to think of going to search Mary Odili's residence.
But I understand she has a case to deal with. What's this case?
I'm not sure of the case.
There's a case in her court that I think is carrying the federal government, and I can't remember the story of the case. Let me ask Mark in Milan. There's a particular case that the government is aware that is in her court, and maybe she's being handed over that. Mark, do you know the case that is before Justice Mary Odili?
Well, we don't have the exact story, but what we know is this is a slap to the judiciary sector in Nigeria. Whatever it may be, even if she has a case, you don't go to somebody's house and terrorize them. And probably, if not for God on her side, maybe she would have been killed. Maybe they would have assassinated her.
Yeah, maybe they did that to harass and to warn her to play games, to play balls in the case before her court. No one is justifying it.
No one is justifying it. The operatives that stormed her home that day did very wrong. No matter what her case may be, no matter what she must have done before, you don't go to somebody's house at that time of the night and do that very uncivilized, very shameful, baseless raid and attack, no matter what. Let's take note that actually, because of so many things, there are too many political undertone on this whole story. But I really wouldn't want to bring up those things because it's just a slap to the judiciary, it's a slap to democracy. No matter what, it's a sudden development, and we should all speak out and talk about it. So that's my take, sir.
Okay, it's a pity that not only her alone, but all the judiciary, they have to take this knock on their head. And we saw how the former Chief Justice was humiliated out of the office on Onoge, and how the security officers have been going to the judges' houses middle of the night. Nobody is saying that the judges are above the law, but why don't we do things in a rational way? Invite them and charge them if they have some questions to answer. Nat, why are we giving these judges beyond what they could bear? I mean, it's not done. If anything is wrong with them, why don't we just go the right way? I understand that the policemen were there, EFCC were there, so maybe they have some soldiers. I don't know how many security agents were there to ransack a whole house. What were they looking for?
Well, we have, this is also a constitutional matter. The individual justice Mary Odele has a protection from the constitution. Once again, the federal government of Nigeria has failed her as an individual by her rights in the constitution, because everybody else is coming to deny having been near Mary Odele's residence. The EFCC, the Nigerian police, the DSS, and all other security outfit. And what they are now saying, well, investigation, there is just a way of covering the embarrassment and shame.
It's even more shameful and humiliating on the part of the agencies, because they said they obtained a warrant, but eventually they've gone to relook at the warrant, and what they have found that it was another man's name in another person's address and not Mary Odili. That's the story they're giving us now. That the warrant was not even meant for Odili's house, but these people, all of them went to Odili's house. That's the kind of story we are being told now. And I don't know how they could live with themselves. They said the warrant was not addressed to her house, and yet they were there. And with the picture we are seeing, she was addressing them. Was that not a time to quickly run back and say, "Oh, we have a wrong address"? But then no, they ransack the whole place and then start telling us cock and bull stories. Does it mean that the federal government see the rest of the country as nincompoops, people you can just tell some cock and bull stories and they should accept it? Is that the way they see the rest of the people?
Well, yes, because we have what Buhari calls himself the rowdy presidency, or a rowdy
Election, because
a rowdy country where
Mm.
there's no rule of law, no respecter of the laws, and when this type of thing happen, and at the end of the day, once the noise dies down, it's like they move on. But it's unfortunate, it's embarrassing, and it's scandalous to
Yes,
say the least.
before we go on break, Mark, Wike, who is the governor of Mary Odili and her family, has said that the federal government is given 48 hours to say something about this. Are they keeping up to the 48 hours, or was just an empty post?
Ambassador Nat has said it. It's just an empty thing. Obviously, all the security operatives have denied. EFCC, DSS, SSS, everybody has said it's not their team, it's not them, it has nothing to do with them. But we know this happened, and we know it occurred. So let's see if they will answer, if the federal government will answer to that. There are so many actions going on in Rivers. Also take note that because River is a PDP heavily organized territory, you could have this APC PDP thing going on, and the man Wike, the governor of Rivers State, is standing bold and really saying a lot. He's talking, and his judge, the woman Mary Odile, backs him up, supports him, and you have all these things playing out. So there's a lot to all the stories anyway, a lot more. Even though it didn't happen in River State, this house is their house in Maitama in Abuja. So, but it's still connected to the same storyline. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at the PDP National Convention. It took place 2 days, and we saw so many things coming out. They now have a chairman. APC has no chairman, and they don't have presidential candidates. Maybe they're not supposed to have one, but we will need to know who has won, who has lost at the PDP National Convention. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to News Echoes from Schengen Story Media. Now, listen carefully. The new chairman of the People's Democratic Party is Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, and so many people have won and lost at the last national convention that produced their national working committee. We know that in Southwest, Oyinlola lost to Mr. Arakwaja. Arakwaja, we understand, is from Oyo State, Oyinlola from Osun State, and they were looking for a national deputy chairman. And Oyinlola lost, and that was Oyinlola will always be the boy of Obasanjo. So the military appears to be losing the grip on Nigerian politics. If Buhari should leave in 2023, it may mean the beginning of the end of the military ex-boys who have put a grip on the Nigerian politics. And of course, they're not good politicians, but they have found their way there for various historical reasons. And let's listen to our in-house researcher, how it went. Has he spoken to Mr. Ayu himself? Nats, I know you have a connection all over the world as a former ambassador of Nigeria. What happened at the National Convention?
Well, a lot of things happened at the National Convention, and actually, the APC was expecting that the convention is going to end in chaos and in disaster. But PDP has been able to let the world know that they can have peace in the house, they can have a hitch-free convention, and that is what happened at the beginning of the week, end of the week and beginning of the week. So the PDP has a machine that is efficiently running to a very large extent, and they have been able to emphasize consensus in the House, some level of internal democracy in the House. But again, in politics and elections, there are always winners and losers. The chairman-elect, Dr. Ayu, from the North Central zone of the country, got his consensus not only from North Central, but from the three geopolitical zones in the North and the national arena. He was confirmed unopposed.
Does it mean that the presidential candidate of PDP is likely to come from the South?
For now, PDP hasn't taken a stand, but I know that the PDP governors have taken a stand. Since they have not taken control of the party, they want to ensure that the presidential candidate of the PDP comes They want the PDP presidential candidate to be having governor, or let's even say ex. The Southeast settled for the national secretary. Senator Ayang is the national secretary
Okay.
of the PDP, and they didn't have. Initially, there were a division among two candidates, but they ended having Senator Ayang as the national secretary elect for the PDP.
Mm. Nothing for Senator Abaribe.
No, Senator Abaribe is already is a senator. He hasn't indicated any interest yet.
Yeah, because he's a very outspoken person. That's what I'm asking.
And he still has Kanu's fight to fight, and the federal government have made him chairman of the NNPC new company under the PIA.
That is interesting on its own.
Yes.
What can we deduce from this PDP convention? Does it mean it's trying to reborn itself? Because many people have lost faith in PDP when Jonathan lost. There were so many embezzlements that went on in Jonathan administration. The worst one was the money put in Dasuki's hands, and everybody was just going to collect his own. Their image was terribly battered. Does it mean that he's trying to get his image back? You think they are electable at all?
Well, once Secondus is sorted out, because he's still very much active, but once Secondus is sorted out, and there are no court cases as a result of the National Convention, I think PDP is ready to go. Especially, you now find people like Sheikh Husani joining the PDP. You now find Ovation Man, in the PDP, and then there is another high-flying politician who is now with the PDP, and so.
But Dele Momodu, has he got anybody to follow him, or is just him and his wife?
Dele Momodu's followership is the press. The press.
That has no electoral value. I mean, PDP needs people with electoral value. How many people will follow Sheikh Husani to PDP?
They will have a lot of noise to make, which is very important in politics at this stage.
Very interesting. Let me ask Mark in Milan. Mark, how do you read this election of the National Convention? Somehow we thought it would go with a lot of noise. I mean, it went rather smoothly, didn't it?
Yes, it went rather smoothly, and we know it's a good one for democracy, Nigerian democracy, where things are done orderly, and we see it happening, not some backyard stuff again. So former president of the Senate, he used to be the president of the Senate, Senator Yocha Ayu from Benue State, has emerged their new national chairman for the PDP, and he takes over this leadership. Even though that day also had other 20 contestants alongside with him, but he has emerged the new national chairman. It was a good turnout there in Abuja, Eagle Square. We saw so many faces. We saw so many people endorsing him, supporting him. And
are you bringing Yocha to be interviewed on this forum?
Yes, hopefully. We are speaking to him. He needs to come talk to the Nigerians in this other side. You know what Nigerians inside Nigeria need to know is there are more Nigerians that are even interested in affairs of Nigeria in the diaspora. So as we do all these things inside Nigeria, they should have it in mind that they should also be reporting and giving the other brothers, the people that carry the economy of Nigeria, the diaspora carry the economy of Nigeria. So they should be reporting also issues. So we are following up, like in the Bible also, you remember when some people were in captivity, they still want to know what is going on in the homeland. And there's that flow of information. Please tell us what has happened, who is there, how our brothers, how our sisters. So we say this loud and clear in our news echo that Nigerian leaders and politicians should have this access and open relationship with the Nigerians in diaspora through means like this. Program, Dr. Segun.
Oh, thank you very much. Before we drop this subject of PDP convention, Nat, what are the surprises we should be expecting from the PDP between now and 2023? Do you think they can gain more states in state elections? Do you think they can gain more senators and more PDPs, House of Reps? Do you think they can even make the presidency? What are the surprises we should be looking at for?
Well, the thing is, the APC performance in the past 6 years, they've campaigned already for the PDP. But my fear is that in Nigeria, election results are not determined by performance or non-performance. So many other factors are brought into place. But if we go by organization and the men of timber and caliber are still in the PDP, we think PDP will go a long way in redeeming their image, and maybe
will there not be a third? Will there not be a third force?
It's too late for 22.
Moghalu are going to join ADC, leaving YPP. We even understand that he may even team up with the likes of Ataru Jega, Patutomi to create a third force.
Well, whether there's a third force or fourth force in Nigerian politics, first and foremost, the determining factors are how deep is your pocket and how smart are you in so many areas.
But why can't the third force take a state or even a senatorial district, probably a state, and win that state, and then see how things could go, instead of them trying to get a presidential candidate and losing all? Let me ask Mark, come in.
Yes, can I say something, sir? It might sound a little bit absorbed, it might sound a little bit funny, but yes, there is a third force. Nigeria has a third force, and that's I'm not talking because I belong to that group. ADC is a third force in the political terrain in Nigeria, and Dr. Segun know this. We know that the youth, the young people, this third force know that yes, you cannot forcefully take positions in Nigeria. They know this. They know that the elders, the older Nigerians are there, and they need to. You can't just come and push them off and take it. So they are gradually entering into the system. It's a gradual process, very gradual. Yes, and like now we have Moghalu in ADC. We have also a presidential candidate called a nomination called Ayodele, Favor Ayodele, and these are young people.
What place is he contesting for?
No. For now, we the presidential race is still it's not open now, but he'll probably coming. So, but these young people, many of them also coming on board. they know that it's not a forceful thing. They've learned it from past experiences. So, but they are coming in gradually, and
why can't you recruit people like Faz, Falano, the singer, and
yes, one thing with
the youth of those level. That's what I mean.
Yes, yeah, and that's the youth of the level that are coming in. You need to see the young people that are with ADC, young lawyers.
You can get that group of Lekki no-gate protesters. They will affect. They can turn even Lagos round for ADC.
Listen to this, Dr. Shagun. I'm not blowing the horn. Yesterday, I got a call from America, United States, and there is a group of young Nigerians, women, females, young ladies. There are 37 of them, and they are joining our party. So I'm doing the negotiation. I'm doing because they said they are following things, and they know, they see, and they know that there's no other option than joining, and they also see that our party as that place they could belong to, that gives that sense of what they want to achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll just leave it at that. We'll be watching closely what happens in PDP, APC, and ADC. I want to see if we can get this video on referendum. A young man from the north was saying that they've gone to court to see if to seek clarification that Biafra should just exit Nigeria and that there should be a referendum. And this video has gone viral. Everybody listen. Now let's
see. A pending issue of secession or self-determination is determined. We have observed that a lot of some parts of the country are seeking self-determination. Some are even going about it violently, and to avoid that, we chose to go the civil way, the democratic way. The case was fixed for today. No, we're not supporting Biafra per se. What we are doing is saving the country and saving ourselves and the future of the country, because these people are becoming violent already. And most of the people engaged in this activity are below 50 years of age. So if we allow our leaders of today to go and leave us with these people in this situation, there may be another bloodshed or civil war. That is what we want to avoid, which is why we come to the court, is for the court to interpret the situation. We are not supporting anybody.
The court did not sit, as the judge is indisposed. He's out on official assignment. Hence, the matter was adjourned to 20th day of January 2022. I think we have already filed originating summons, and it contains our argument, our point of view, and in the wisdom of the court, we believe, if it's listening to the provisions of the African Charter.
Why is the federal government of Nigeria afraid of referendum? Referendum is not a call for war. Referendum is a call for peace. Peace. Let people determine where they want to be. When we are properly joined, we hope that the application we are asking for is a very harmless application, just to be joined. And we hope that the court will so do. And when that is done, and believe you me, we will file the necessary things, our own, whatever we have in mind to bring on board. And let the government know that we are for peace. Thank God, the people who say we should opt out of this country are the northern elders. And we are saying that the government should accede to their request, especially referendum. Only maybe on certain amendments which the Igbo lawyers can bring on board and make it very, very amenable for the federal government to to achieve that aim. The Senate President is part of the suit. The Speaker is a part of the suit. The National Assembly is a part of the suit. And the Attorney General of the Federation, very important, very, very important, is part of the suit. So they have the capability of persuading the National Assembly to do the needful. And you can see, let me say, this suit is capable of bringing peace to this country. This suit is capable of lowering the tension. You can see the killing going around the country. There's killing in the southeast, there's killing in the south, there's killing in the southwest, killing all over the country. This suit is capable of bringing the desired peace that this country desire. When people have come together and say, let's reason together, let's see how we can cohabit together. Let's see how look. This suit is not automatically saying that the Southeast must leave this country. I must. Let it be very, very important. He said that let it be determined. The referendum can go either way. Scotland did it, England did it in Scotland, and the Scotland voted yes, we want to be part of England, and today they are part of England. Referendum has been this country has even had referendum when the Southern Cameroon left this. It's through referendum that they joined the other part of Cameroon. When the Adamawa people joined, it's part of left the Cameroon and joined this country. It's part of referendum. So why is the federal government at this crucial moment afraid of referendum? The crucial moment in our nation's history. This nation has never bleeded as it is bleeding like this before. This nation is bleeding. And this suit, believe me, the federal government should be interested in this suit because this suit is capable of bringing the desired peace we need. When the people now come together and say we want to be part of Nigeria, we are voting, want to be part of this country, and it is in their heart, it gives them the legitimacy, it gives our constitution the legitimacy.
Thanks for checking out Symphony on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our video.
Well, you've listened to it all. The Northern Elders had gone to the court to see if the Biafrans could be given a chance to exit Nigeria. The Biafrans are saying, this is not a bad thing. Why don't you join us in this suit so that we could have our day in the court? And we are yet to see if the court will reply favorably to the Northern Elders. Nat, please help me out of this. I'm not a lawyer, but listening to this is getting more interesting in Nigeria. Is the Northerners asking the court the clarification whether they should, the Biafrans could just have a referendum and just exit themselves, no fight. Do you think it can happen? It happened in other places like Czechoslovakia. So why not in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. It's a very interesting development, but with the 1999 Constitution as amended, and with the amendment process still on, the issue is dead on arrival. Yeah, because I don't know under what locus they will have to stand to ask for a referendum. It's not known in the laws of Nigeria. So they'll have to wait till maybe after the constitutional amendment exercise is over. And if referendum is a part of the new project, then they can go back to court. But as of now, it's dead on arrival.
Thank you very much. That's a very good comment from Ambassador Nat. Funny enough, what the people need to know is this administration cannot arrange anything referendum. Yes, Dr. Shegun, they cannot. It's not in the agenda of this administration. So that's why we need to push for a new government, a new administration that will probably understand the essence, the importance, and the need for a referendum. Yes, because it's a pity that they are wasting time, energy, and so much talking about referendum now. And some people are even talking about constitutional amendments. I found out that all that can't work in this time. Dr. Shegun, it can work.
Yeah, yes, I hear you clearly. I'm just saying that what will motivate the Northern Elders to go? I mean, what kind of effrontery is that to say that excuse a section of the country? I mean, in other places, that is very, to say the least, cheeky, yes, if not insulting. I mean, you can go to the court and say, please excuse my own ethnic group. But to now say, please excuse another ethnic group, how cheeky could that be?
Well, it's all part of the gimmick. It's a gimmick for me. I don't know if Ambassador Nat sees that. It's all part of the gimmick to look like the vulnerable part. You know, sometimes when there's two people fighting, the one that the other one that probably never got hurt will say, he hurt me, he touched me, so I have to go. we want to see sincere submission from the Northerners, but they know that they have been enjoying this whole project called Nigeria. They have enjoyed it the most. We've only done it in our own way. I mean, the south of Nigeria have done it in their own way. They're not benefited from the natural resources, from the administration and every other thing. And sadly, you have one of them also talking about this. Ambassador Nat, I think there's a video on Professor Usman also calling out this administration for what is going on. Do we want to see that video, Professor Usman?
Well, yeah. Let's have a look at.
Nigerians not to be deceived again by any politicians who whip up religious sentiment while canvassing for votes.
I'm from Katsina, where the president comes from. Before this government came, we did not know what IDPs look like. Now a third of my state, the president's state, is under siege by bandits. Our capital city is filling up with IDPs. We never saw that. The president doesn't call to commiserate with us, doesn't speak about banditry. Listen to him. Each time he talks about insecurity, he talks about Boko Haram. Banditry is more difficult and more lethal to this country than Boko Haram. And I'll tell you why. Boko Haram is located in one place, the Northeast. Bandits are all over this country. I and Sheikh Gumi went and visited 6 states, deep into the forest. I met all the war commanders, exposing ourselves to risk because we knew it was wajib. It is our responsibility and our duty. We're not going to wait for any government that comes and lies on propaganda and says, oh, they have been decimated, they have been this, we are going to take the war to them, or kinetic, magnetic magic. All that nonsense we found out was nothing but nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 1/100th of the military budget, and I will invest in people. Instead of investing in the military, invest in people. Governors do not invest in people.
It's selfless. That we shouldn't pay attention to religion. We shouldn't pay attention to choosing leaders by ethnicity, because we have done so. We have failed woefully. That was what we used in electing Buhari, and we have seen the result today. The government has failed thoroughly and totally.
Government has failed thoroughly and totally, and these are Northerners saying it. Tell us what you know about Bala Usman, Yusuf Usman, Nat.
Thank you very much. Professor Yusuf Usman is a classmate of Sheikh Gumi Medical School, and they have been going around the camps of the bandits together. They even went to Igboho together. You can remember the clips we saw on this program of them in Igboho, and the issue or the problem or the challenge with what Professor Yusuf Usman is saying, he has personal grievance, what do you call it? Iron to iron out with the Buhari. Yusuf Usman was the executive secretary of the National Primary Health Commission, and he was sacked because he couldn't properly account for his budget. I heard him talking about budget given to him to invest in people. He is going to invest it in himself and not in the people. So Professor Usman is not being fair. He's not being truthful. He's not transparent in some of his comments. It's a person.
He has his own agenda as well.
The personal agenda, hidden agenda that he wants support from the youths and the public.
But I want to say this.
Yes.
I'm always interested in what Ambassador Nat says. But I want to say this, that at least the man is giving us some insight also, and some deep information on security issues and how it's being played out. Now, he's a Fulani. That means he's from the same lineage with the president. And if you have somebody from your household talking about your shortcomings, we don't take that, we don't wave it by the corner. He's making some strong statements there. So let's leave his own. Obviously, we all have our defaults and our shortcomings, but he's saying something very vital. And really, we saw when him and Sheikh Gumi did some tour around, meeting with the bandits, meeting with all these terrorists and negotiating with them. We saw that happen. And we also know that, yes, he has made some impact when it comes to tackling this banditry and this situation in Nigeria. He's made his little impact in his own way. So whatever it is, he has embezzled funds, he has done some things. that one is it's something to look into, but his motive now is more of a priority than the other one. That's what I want to say.
The man is saying, actually, I think he didn't get his message very well. The man himself and Gumi are saying the bandits are not terrorists. You should forgive them, give them amnesty, give them money to settle. They are not bad guys. This is what they are saying.
Yeah, that's what they are saying. That's what they are saying. Yes.
And you can't treat them like the people in the Niger Delta.
Yes.
The people in Niger Delta have ideology. The bandits don't have. Theirs is just to get pocket money.
Yes, that's what they've been saying.
Yes, Mark, to what extent will you divide what Usman said? The one that says the federal government is not doing anything right. They give me 100 of their money and I will use it to develop people. And the other hand, saying that let's pamper the bandits, let's just give them money. Bandits are bandits. They should be treated as bandits. Otherwise, then there will be bandits all over the place to come and be treated well by the government. We've already done that in Boko Haram, and we see how this Boko Haram return to their base. How do we now match the two? Mark, I want you to explain, because Nat has put in this one to say you have to listen to him with a pinch of salt. On one hand, he was attacking the federal government. On the other hand, he said, let's pamper the bandits. How do we reconcile the two?
Well, to a level too, if you look at it very well, this whole thing escalated because the federal government didn't understand negotiation and how to work with this so-called group of people called bandits. It's not in all cases that you apply force to everything. If probably there has been some control and some negotiation, talking back and forth, maybe it wouldn't have escalated like to this extent. Now he's saying that give me some money and I will invest in human resources. That was what they would have done from the beginning, but they made it go out of control. They made it go out of their hand. And now this situation, they would have done this from the beginning. But now let's take it that if probably he's giving some some fund to maybe set up a kind of organization where young people are trained into skill acquisition and all that, maybe that could work for this, because we can't go into killing all the bandits or imprison all the bandits because they are bandits. They are human beings too, and something made them become what they became. They became bandits because there was a failed economical structure, failed governance, failed everything, and they had no option than to become outlaws. So what about arranging them into skill acquisition, getting them, reforming them, and putting them back into the society as human beings, because they want to live. Nobody came to this world to come and die. Nobody came to this world to come and suffer. They want to be human. They want to be like every other human being. They see how the world is, how people are moving.
So how many schools of Almajiri did Jonathan build for them? Are they making use of them?
Because the structures on those structures are not well arranged. Those structures
and the normal structure.
A man like this that is saying this, believe me, yes, like I said initially, we all have our shortcomings, as human beings. But
have we done enough research to see that these people didn't just migrate from Mali and Sudan and Niger, enter our country and start? Because that's the kind of information they gave us from the beginning.
Yes, that's the kind of information. Yeah, you're going deep.
So how do we take care of people we've never met? They just came into our country and started taking over villages. And you said they are hungry and they are killing and taking over villages, and they've taken over territories and staying there now. So how do we handle all those ones? I mean, I'm not saying that we should discard everything you are saying, but I'm saying that do we have a federal government that is thinking at all, that is philosophizing on how to handle their own situation, or they are interested in traveling to Scotland and eating the fast food there?
Yeah, this is where the state governors comes in. This is where the Ministry of they are the Ministry of Human Affairs and all that, Ministry of Women and all this. This is where they come in. You see, the problem is our governors, our administrators and leaders don't know what to do. They place them in position, and the person is just there, and he doesn't have a clue of what to do. If they know what to do, these various arms of the governance should handle these things. We say they came from Niger and they came here. Well, to an extent, some people have refuted that claim. They say these are Northerners, these are Hausa boys and girls.
Northerners who could not speak one word of English, but they could speak French.
We'll take note that it's a border town with the French country. And English is, to an extent, it is more on this south of Nigeria. The border town of Nigeria has, yes, the French-speaking people, and maybe...
And they could speak French, but not English.
Language shouldn't be a barrier to judge their citizenship. Now, what we're saying is, if we have...
But do you know that, do you know Fufude has got the Nigerian side and the Niger side, just like Yoruba has got the Nigerian side and the Dahomey side.
Doc, if you come to the north, there are about 21 languages in the north. People only know about Fulfulde and Hausa. No, there are many languages and there are many ethnicities also in the north. Yes, I schooled in the north. There are ethnicities in the north. There are people, there are cultures and different religions.
I'm not arguing this one at all. I'm not arguing. It's just your solution is to the banditry that I'm not on the same page with you.
No, but believe me. My take before we go off, my take is let's be human. Let's remember that these are human beings, and they wanted a good life for themselves, but things turned the
other way. And then they have killed many people. So how about the people who have been killed? They are not human beings. Those who have suffered, their father, their mother, their children, all of them killed off just because they wanted to take their land. Those ones are not important.
They are important. So everybody is important.
The good is to die. The bad is to be held.
Everybody has made the mistake, and the fault is to the leadership of Nigeria, the presidency, the party, and all these people caused all this. We came to a decline. We came to ground zero because the top was at fault. The top, they didn't know what, they didn't get it right. And
they allowed it to fester.
Yes, now it has splittered into all this. Thank you, sir.
All right. We're looking at the time. It's gone past our time, but we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll just take one more item. Ikoyi building is falling down. I used to hear London Bridge is falling down, It's no longer London Bridge. And by the way, I've never seen any London Bridge falling down. The only London Bridge I know is standing very tough and tall. And but we can only sing Ikoyi building is falling down, falling down. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Thanks for staying with us at SSM. This is News Echo. We bring you facts, information, and analysis. You don't have to agree with us, but we want to get you informed so that you can have an informed opinion. We want to take our last item for today, and we saw how an Ikoyi building fell. Have a watch.
What's got still there inside now? What's got there inside? What's got there inside? Maybe I think they give more chance that yesterday. One person and this time this building is not messed. Don't even stop. You want the argument? I don't know the argument. Put something. It sounds like it. Hello, madam. We're just doing our job. It's our job.
Well, Nat, why were they talking when they should be using their hands to remove bricks? They didn't need to wait for any excavator or anything. They should have been using their hands or do something. They were too lackadaisical, in my own opinion. What do you say?
We are talking of November 2021, 21st century. And we're talking of technology of search and rescue. And we're talking of technology to remove collapsed debris of buildings, not with bare hands. And we are talking of 21-story building collapsing like a pack of cats. But the issue there are factors that are responsible for a building collapsing. Even 1-story or 2-story buildings, we have seen them collapse. And to say the least, it is very embarrassing, scandalous, and shameful that what we have to show to the world is buildings collapsing, human beings being killed, human beings being injured. And our instability, this is part of the political instability. This is part of the end product of corruption. You see, for buildings to fall like that, three main things are responsible. The client who put money into that building will have looked for professional structural engineers
We understand they had one, but he just left them when they were doing shoddy performances.
Yeah, because if he left them, then they didn't have anyone after the 14 or 15 story. They didn't have anybody again. The man went for cheap labor. He went for quacks. He went for people who are not professionals. And that's what he wanted. And this is what he has got. So but it's a reflection on the type of country we have and the type of professionals we have, not only in the building
with what you have
industry.
said, was this not what happened with TB Joshua building? TB Joshua building was given a particular height to build onto. Then he decided to add more floors to his own. These two, we were told that he was asked to stop at 15. Then he added another 6 to his own. Yes, is that what they do in Nigeria naturally?
Yeah, and it's sad that TB Joshua transited. That issue is still left behind. It has not been resolved. But
no, it wasn't resolved because he was untouchable.
Yeah, the Lagos state government was afraid of him or whatsoever, and so this is a reflection of the larger society. It's a reflection of the evil that is going on in society, and the bottom line is corruption and discipline.
Yeah. We understand that the governor had marked it X, that is, they should stop work on it or even demolish it. But somebody somewhere allowed them to continue, and the man in charge of doing it for Lagos State has been suspended at the moment. But is that enough to account for how many dead now?
22.
22 dead. How many injured already?
9.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we have at least 31 families crying now. But what else do we know?
What we know is there was another collapsed 2-story building in Lekki area yesterday. Yesterday, barely 24 hours after the Ikoyi incident. And you know, Lagos has serious challenges of planning and serious challenges.
I think that's even understating it. The serious challenge, they have a demonic situation in their hands, because if these skyscrapers are just falling down like dead cockroaches, I tell you, you need to see what goes on in the suburbs of Lagos. Yes, Mark, what would you like to say?
What goes on in the suburbs? Yes, Dr. Tshago, it's a very sad thing we witnessed last time on the Ikoyi, the building collapse in Ikoyi on Monday. What I had was the engineering company behind that construction, Prowess said they withdrew their services on that construction 18 months ago over disagreement on the integrity of the building. So they probably saw all this coming. They said they can't guarantee the integrity of the building, that only 4 floors of the building was standing very well. And I also saw that there were Italian engineers that was also connected to the building. Now, this whole thing will spoil business for everybody. It will spoil business for all the engineers.
An intelligent person spend a lot of money, billions of naira, trying to build a wonderful hotel place in Ikoyi, and will not let it have a solid foundation and a properly engineered building structure? Why will anybody think that way?
This is it. When we say there's a problem with so many of our people, business people, they think we just say it out of probably jealousy. No, we do things shabbily in Nigeria. We just want to get it done. Just do it anyhow. Put it, knock it down, bring it down, do it there. You know, and get the glory. I'm the owner of that blah 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 building. It's my business. Meanwhile, it wasn't done well. It wasn't arranged well. So, like Ambassador Nat said, there are 31 families now crying, and we know more people will be discovered. You know, they've not finished excavating all these things. So as time goes on, there will be more numbers of casualty. As time goes on, there will be more deaths, and it's not a good news. It's not
Well, when we say things, when we see things, I think Ambassador Nat hit something that it is a reflection of the larger society. When you look at those who stop a building construction because it lacks integrity, and then someone behind the governor went to say you can carry on, or they carried out on their own because someone was not dealt with. A similar situation was not dealt with. If all the people whose houses have fallen down and killed people, if they are all languishing in jail right now, people will start thinking that look, you better do things correctly in this country because you may end up in jail. But apart from TB Joshua, we have scores of houses that have broken down and killed people, and we don't have any record of being dealt with. I think that's the challenge we have now. So it is a general reflection. You allow the matter to die down, and then you leave the people one way or the other. They get themselves out of it. But if somebody like TB Joshua, well known, well respected, has been put to jail because of the falling of that structure, I'm sure other people will think twice. But no, it will not happen because he was a big man. Now, this one has happened. Probably, I don't know the man who is behind it, honestly. But if he should be alive, then he too will get away with it, and then we will still continue to see houses falling down like something we see. And I think Nat nailed it. This is a reflection of the larger society. But like I said on this program before, I have traveled from the junction of Ile-Ife Road to, from the end of Ibadan Toll Gate to Ile-Ife Road, and I've seen how a forestry area has been turned into bundles of houses without planning. I mean, how they allowed such houses to be built with only gutters running in between. I still don't understand. In other places, such places should have been well demarcated, marked, estate this, estate that. No, we didn't see anything like that. They just build their houses according to the forest their great grandfathers had, and that's what we have now. It's a very serious situation. Nat, I don't know whether you want to add anything before we close this one.
Well, our prayers and our thoughts go to those families who have lost their loved ones, and for the Lagos State government, this is becoming one too many. Buildings collapsing, people dying, and the NSAS thing has not even completely gone away in Lagos State and the governor of the state. So,
okay, well, we'll just have to leave it like that. Mark, what will be your last take for today?
No, our condolence to the families of those lost in this building collapse. These are probably young men that went out to work, working in that building, bricklayers, whoever they may be. They've gone out to seek a means of livelihood, and they are caught up in this situation. So we send all our condolence to their families and hope that the government and the Minister of Development, whoever it is, whatever office that could be, should they take note of structures that are being put out and do proper work, research and everything before these buildings are put up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Nat, in the absence of anything, or you still have one more take home for us?
Well, Anambra in 3 days' time will need our prayers.
All right. Pray for Anambra elections. That's how far we can go today. I want to thank my colleagues Nati Yako from the City of London, Mark Godwin from Milan, and the crew in Italy. We want to thank you all. My name is Shegun Johnson. Until next Wednesday, when we bring you the latest, most probably we'll intervene Yocha Ayu, the PDP chairman. We'll see what we can do, and some other guests on this forum. Please let us continue to do our best as citizens of our various nations. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.